Joining us now, our newsmaker here on India at 9, Y.S. Jaganmohan Reddy, joining us from Begumpet in Andhra Pradesh. Good evening, Mr. Reddy. Appreciate you joining us here on India at 9. You've heard all those allegations. The first question I'd like to put to you is, how would you tell us that your son's income, which was about 10 lakhs in 2003-2004, is now running into several hundred crores? What has he done to have this big jump in income?
The same paper which quoted that my son's income in 2003 and 4 was 10 lakh rupees also had mentioned that he had invested about 19 crore rupees in Sandu Power Company, and which had come into production in the year 2004. And all that these Chandra Babu Naidu and his associates are claiming is that my son, Jaganmohan Reddy, had sold 10 rupees worth of share in Sandu Power to 71 rupees, at 71 rupees cost. What is wrong in it?
It's not just a question... Sorry, go ahead.
Ultimately, he is trying to build some sort of a link between Satyam and my son. In fact, the matter of fact is that Satyam and Chandra Babu Naidu were very, very long associates.
Sir,
as a matter of fact, when Bill Clinton...
Just to butt in over there to answer that question of yours, it's not so much that your son sold those shares at a much higher rate. In fact, I'm looking at not just one paper, but a huge report that they have brought out, not just the TDP, but the CPM and the CPI as well in Andhra Pradesh that have brought out. What they're saying really is that he sold preferential stock to Mauritian companies that deal directly with Satyam. Satyam, in the years that you were in power, has benefited enormously, has grown enormously. Matus, the infrastructure company, you mentioned Chandra Babu Naidu, during Naidu's time, got government contracts of about 200 crores. During your time, that grew to 38,000 crores. Mr. Reddy, you are laughing, but the answer to that question, how is it that Matus and Satyam grew in your tenure to such a large extent and really in an untrammeled way?
Either Satyam or Matas are not the companies which have come and started growing during my tenure at all. Matter of fact is that Matas, the infrastructure company, was allotted about 12% of the total irrigation contracts during Chandra Babu Naidu's regime in the state of Andhra Pradesh, whereas in my time they were allotted just 6% of the total share in irrigation contracts. I can't bring new companies just like that to do irrigation works.
Fair enough, Mr. Reddy. That point is taken. Listen to this, that all the companies that have invested in your son's companies, in Mr. Jaganmohan Reddy's companies, have got SEZ land projects, have got irrigation projects. How do you explain that? Isn't that clear favoritism towards your son, sir?
No, it's absolutely incorrect. None of these projects, none of these companies which have invested in my son's companies, they did not get any any sort of irrigation contracts at all. For that matter, Satyams or Matas, none of them have got even a single rupee of investment in any one of our companies. Matter of fact is that Satyam and Chandra Babu Naidu are very, very close.
We'll put those links to Mr. Naidu in a separate interview, Mr. Reddy, but I think we'd like a clarification from you and a clear one at that. You're saying that none of the people who invested in your son's firms have benefited from your government in any of the projects in any way?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
And as you speak...
None of these people who have invested in my son's company have got any benefits from the company at all.